Welcome to Just Puzzling. My name is Chris. Today we're going to do a Killer Sudoku at the expert level. I do it on my iPad and will not use notes to the best of my ability because I find this is more a math puzzle than a note-taking puzzle. Anyway, let's get into it. We can see here that this is the only number in there can be as a 3, right? So 4 can have the numbers 1 and 3, I just don't know which order. What I do know though is I do know that every box, every column and every row has the numbers 1 through 9. When you add the numbers 1 through 9, they add up to 45. So if I get a spare cage that goes over, right, and I've got full cages in the other one, I should be able to detain that by mathematics. So 23 plus 12 is 35, plus 4 is 39. 39 from 45 is 6, right? We can do that again because I've got one spare cage, a spare cell from a cage here. So 14 plus 13 is 27, plus 4 is 31, plus 9 is 40, so that's going to be a 5. Okay, so this, now what happens here is this is going to be 15 because 5 from 20 is 15. 16, so interesting number here, 16 can only be a 7 and a 9 because they're the only numbers that add up correctly without having the same number in there. And 24, a 3 box 24, or 3 cage 24 is 7, 8 and 9. So just a little tidbit in terms of what we know at this point in time. What else have we got? Haven't got a lot at the moment. So it's there, 14. We have this column here. So there's a spare number here. So 14 plus 16 is 30, plus 7 is 37, plus 7 is 44. So this is going to be a 1. To finish off this cage, it's going to be an 8. Okay, so 10 plus 10 is 20, plus 8 is 28, plus 7 is 35. So these two are going to add up to 10, if my memory serves me correctly. Because this is a 7 and 9, the only numbers that make up 14 is 5 and 9, or 6 and 8. Because of the 7 and 9, that can only be 6 and 8. So that means that we now know that this is 2 and 5. And we know that this is 1 and 9. Just hear me out for this. So for the 10, the 10 has a 1 and 9, 2 and 8, 3 and 7, 6 and 6 and 4. Because of the 6 in here, whichever that is, it can't be 6 and 4. Because of the 8, it can't be 8 and 2. Because of the 3, it can't be 3 and 7. So that leaves me with a 1 and 9. So I know that's 1 and 9. Clear that out. However, what that does mean is that cannot be a 9 when it's a 9 and 7. So that's going to be the 7. This is going to be the 9. Now remember, this is 7, 8 and 9 in some sort of order. Well, the 7 can't be here or here, so that leaves that as the only place a 7 can go. What that's done for me, interesting, is I should be able to figure this number out. So 7 from 24 is 17, plus 11 is 28, plus 6 is 34, plus 16 is 50. Hopefully I got that right. So 50 minus 45 is 5. Okay. So that means that the 5 has to be in this column here. Can't be in this column here. Can't be in this column here because of that 5. Can't be here because that's got to be 8 and 9. Can't be here because that's in the same cage. So that's a 5 there. To finish that off, that would be a 1 to make that add up to 6. Alright. So I'm confidently going to say that this is 7 and 4. I'll explain why. Because if 7 happened to be there, that would add up to 12. 12 from 16 is 4, and that would mean that have to be a 1 and a 3. Because of the 1 here, can't do it. So 7 and 4 is going to be there. So this is going to be 2, 3, so 2 and 3, and 6 in there somewhere, in some sort of order. Okay, so 7 plus 14 is 21, plus 10 is 31, plus 10 is 41, so this is a 4, and this is a 5. So 5 is going to be here. Remember I told you this is 5 and 2, because it could be 5 in there, and 5 and 5 doesn't work, so that's 5 and 2. Still 1 and 9, because of that 1 there, that's going to be the 1, and this is going to be the 9, and I've still got 6 and 8 here. So what this means is I'm going to have 3 and 4, or 2 and 5 somewhere in these 4 cells. Because of this 1 here, and we know that 4 can be 1 and 3, that's going to be a 1, and this will be a 3. That means that 1 and 8's out, 3 and 6 are out, 5 and 4 are out, so this is a 2 and a 7. Because of that 7 there, that's going to be the 7, and this will be the 2. Remember, 5 and 9 make 14, can't have that, so that's going to be 8 and 6, and this will be 9 and 4, but I can't tell you any more than that, because I don't know where the 9 and 4 is. 8 and 9... So 1 is there, so 1 and 9 makes sense because that works. 2 and 8, 4 and 6, so this can be 3 and 7 or 1 and 9. So 3 and 7, 1 and 9, so what's this number? 1, 2, 3, 4, so that's a 6. Alright, so 6 is there. That leaves this to be 15, which is going to be 8 and 7. So 8 and 7 plus 6 is 21. Because that's an 8 there, this is going to be the 8, and this will be the 7. So now 7 and 3 still works. By the way, 9 and 6 works here, but it doesn't. So 7 is going to be here with a 7 and 8. Because of that 8 there, that's a 7, and that's an 8. So 2 and 9's out, 3 and 8's out, 7 and 4 are out, so this is going to be 6 and 5, which leaves this to be 2 and 4, but I don't know which order, so 2 and 4 there, so 1, so 4 is going to be up here somewhere, 2 and 4, so this is going to be 3 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 and 5, but because of the 5 being there and there, that's going to be the 5 there, so that makes that 2, leaves me the numbers here are 3 and 4, because that 3 there, that's going to be the 3, this is the 4, this here will be 2 and 4, a 3, to finish up, if that's 2 and 4, to make that a 7, that means a 7 can be in this row here, can't be there, so this is going to be 7 and 5. Remember I said that that was 5 and 6 because of the logic of that. If that's 5 and 7, 5 has to be there, 6 there. What that does to me is it means that I know where the 6 is because it can't be in this row and it can't be in this row, so that's a 6. Finish that off with an 8. Still know that that's 9 and 4, but I can't do anything about it because I don't know where it goes. So this can be 2 and 9 or 4 and 7. Can't be 2 and 9 because that's a 9 and 8. So this is 4 and 7. 8 can't be in there, so that's an 8. And that's a 9. So now I've got to figure out where the 9 goes in these 4 boxes. And so this is 4 and 7. But I don't know what. This is 8 and 6, but I don't know what. So really not helping me. Okay. 2 and 4. So 2 and 4 are going to be here. So that means 2 is going to be here, here, or here because it can't be there. 4 can't be in here, so it's going to be in here as well, but I can't tell you where. So 2 and 4 equals 6. 6 from 23 is 17. 17 plus 6 is, yep, 23. So this has got an 8 and 9 in it. So 8 is going to be here, so it can't be there, so that's an 8 there. 9 can be here or here, but I can't tell you which way yet. Okay, 3, 1. So 1 can't be there, so that's a 1 That's a 9. So 9 is up here somewhere. 7 and 5, 1, 2. So 10. What can that? Can't be 6 and 4. Can't be 3 and 7. Can't be 8 and 2. So this is actually 1 and 9 here. So 10 plus 15 plus 15 equals 40. So this is going to be 5. So it actually can, but it can't be, or can be 2 and 3, or 3 and 2, or it could be 1 and 4. Wow, that's a bit unlucky, isn't it? Well, it actually can't be 1 and 4 because that's 1 and 9. So that can't be 1 and 4. So this is 2 and 3. This is 1 and 4. Because of that there, that's a 4. Remember, this finishes off that 2. That's a 1 there. So 2 and 3. If that's a 2, that can be a 7. No, it can't be. So that's a 3. That's a 6. That makes that a 2. 2, 3, 7. So what I now have is I've got a 5 somewhere. So 5 is one of those two. 5 and 7. Still can't tell you anything about that. Amazing. So 1, 2, 4. So this is 7. So this is going to be 9, which can only be 3 and 6. Because of the 6 there, that's going to be the 6. That will be the 3. 4 and 7's there. So 1, 2. Still got 9 here and 4 here. So, but I know that that's a 9 in that one. Remember, that's a 1 and 9. So that's going to be a 9. So that'll be a 9. This will be a 4. This will be a 4. So 1, 2, 3. Still 7 and 4 there, but I don't know. But this is going to be 1, 2. 2 can't be there, so that's a 2. 5, so this is a 6. So it was 5 plus 2 is 7, plus 3 is 10. Let's get to 16 is 6. Remember, this was 6 and 8, so 6 and 8, because the 6 can't be there. So 8 is going to be here somewhere, one of these two. This number here is a 1, because that finishes off the row with a 1. So that means that can't be a 1, so that's a 3, so that's a 1 there. What that's done for me is means this is 8 and 9, because that 8, that's going to be an 8, that's going to be a 9. So 2 can be there, can't be there, so that's a 2. 7 is here because it can't be there, so 7, which means I can do the 7 and 4 here, which I'm leading to believe there's a 4 there, and 4 and 2 and that means that's a 3. 7 there, remember this is 7 and 5, so that's a 7, this is a 5. 1 can't be there in this column, 1 can't be there in this column, so that's the 1, that's the 9. 9, 9, 9. So 8, 8, 8. So that's 17, 19, so that's a 4. We're looking for a 4 in this box here, but so it's got to be there. We're looking to finish this row off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what adds up to 15 with 9 is 6. Alright, so we did that in 14 minutes. Not a bad time. I love these Killer Sudoku, and I know from what I'm seeing on the videos, it doesn't resonate with the audience, but I'm going to continue to do them, mainly because I love doing them. Anyway, that's it from me for now. I'm going to think about having some dinner. Bye for now.